Welcome back, everybody, for another week of RedZone RoundUp. We got your Week 5 recap coming at you. Hosted by yours truly, Bryce Fry, and my buddy Isaiah Santos. Back
Hey,
again.
hey.
Just keep supporting the boys. Keep along with the journey. Each week, we're going to be your go-to coverage throughout the entire 2023 NFL season. And let's get to it.
Yes, sir. Another week, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Have you been struggling with your shoe game? Have people been looking down at your kicks and just been flat out disgusted? Well, we have the solution for you. ColdKicks.com. Hit up our boy Tyke. Get you some cold kicks. That party that you didn't get invited to, that girl that didn't go on that date with you, or guy, you had some cold kicks. It might have been a little different. So go ahead, give him a follow, enter his giveaways, get you some cold kicks. It's literally that simple. And, just get in the game.
Absolutely,
That's
man.
it.
Check them out, man. Check the shoes
Check them
out,
out.
bro. Got to, man. Show love.
Get you some cold kicks. ColdKicks.com. Let's get it. All right, guys. Let's get this thing kicked off. Let's get going. RedZone RoundUp, quarter one. We're going to go over some Week 5 matchup results and updated divisional standings. It was an interesting week this last week. We had a lot going on, Isaiah. Did you check them out?
A lot.
Saw some of the games. I'm
Absolutely.
not going to lie. That Bills game, it got me bent pretty early. But, hey, I'm a football guy, so I stayed in the game. I stayed with I trust, I watched all the rest of the matchups.
Big trust.
We had that first game of the weekend, that Thursday, October 5th game. We had the Bears going into
What a game
Washington.
that was.
Man, the boys actually finally showed up. Hey, round of applause for the Bears because they deserve that one. DJ Moore, can't lie, got him on like 2 out of 3 fantasy teams. Put up a cold 50 points for your boy.
Yeah,
so
man, it was special.
It was pretty lit. I was happy that Justin Fields finally got him a good game under the belt. Got some confidence, swirling around the program.
He continues to ride that wave.
Heck yeah, dude. They were riding into the weekend high, coming into their next matchup this week.
For sure.
And then hopping over to Sunday, first game of the weekend, traveling across the pond to London, isn't it?
London town.
My boys got smoked, and it is what it is. They didn't get smoked, but it was a 25-20. It was a 25-20 game, but I will say, all honesty, it did not feel that close. It didn't. From the rip,
it didn't. That last drive they have, man.
Man, we came out slow. Yeah, it was ugly. It was an ugly battle for us. We did not come ready to go. Defense wasn't showing out. Offense wasn't moving. Injuries, man. This week was a bad week for injuries.
Yeah, y'all's linebacker. I saw that.
Oh, dude, Matt Milano.
We talked about it too. We were like, hopefully no one gets hurt in the same thing, man.
Hopefully nobody. And this is arguably the worst week so far. This is a crazy week for injuries. But then going down,
hey, man, those wait, hold on. Those Jags, I gotta talk about them real quick. Hold on, I gotta bring that back. We gotta talk those Jags. I want to talk. So the last time the Bills played the Jags in London town was 2015. The Jags had stayed there the previous week, just like they did last week. They stayed a whole week and then played another game. And what happened? What was that? 8 years ago when they played 2015. The Jags beat the Bills. So, I mean, it's kind of like history repeats itself, stay a week in London.
That was that boy Blake Bortles.
It probably was this time, man. Yeah, no. So I just wanted a quick shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I saw Travis
to the London Jaguars.
To the London. Who knows? That could be a possible landing spot for him, man. Travis Etienne, he had a hell of a game. He had
he's a beast.
130 yards, and he played against himself in fantasy football. So I mean, that's kind of funny to see an NFL player playing.
I saw that. I thought they couldn't play.
You can't. I think it's like you can't bet against yourself or bet.
But I mean, come on, dude. Are these dudes really just playing fake money leagues? Like, come on. But anyways, I'm not that guy. So I mean, just saying.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Okay. Let's move on. I get it. Bills suck.
Just
Jags
shout out
did
to that.
good. Shout out Jags. Shout out Jags. I'll
Texans
give
beat the Jags. So Texans over
Texans.
the Bills, No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding. I'm
okay.
kidding.
Yeah, okay.
Moving forward. Moving
But
forward.
actually, the next game on that list you see that I actually have a couple comments about that. The Colts took on the Titans and they beat them. That was 23-16. But man, I'm an Anthony Richardson fan. But realistically
Man.
asking, is this man ever going to finish a game? I'm not hating. That's just honestly speaking. Like the dude is a
Yeah.
great athlete, but he has not
Yeah.
finished an NFL game that he's started. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
man. He's had some unfortunate events happen to him, and it seems like he's trying so hard for his team.
dude,
And
he's a great player. He's a great quarterback
yeah,
if he can stay healthy, but that's the thing. Can he stay
yeah.
healthy? That's the
We're
question that
hoping for
nobody
it.
can answer. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, I know you don't want I know you're hoping I skip over this one, but I absolutely
Dude, no.
cannot.
Oh my god.
The Saints
Talk about it.
absolutely waxed the floor
Line them
with
up.
your Pat.
Burn
And
them.
I don't even know what happened. Like they should
Set
have
them
pulled
on
Mac
fire.
Jones first quarter. Why do they
Long
not
ago.
just put Zappy in? He's actually not that bad. Like I'm not saying I'm a fan. I hate the Patriots, but like Zappy's not a bad quarterback. So I mean,
No.
at this point, y'all just kind of don't really have a whole lot of weapons to work with. So I don't think really any
Caleb
quarterback is gonna. Hey,
Caleb
you
Williams.
never know. That's what this
Thinking for
year's are.
Caleb.
If week 6 coming into this week is literally the
Oh my
we're about to
gosh.
see who the teams fighting for Caleb Williams are. So those
Yeah, I
teams are
know.
definitely becoming a little more apparent. But any other games you saw that you liked in this slate? I saw that the Detroit Lions did pretty solid again. My boy David Montgomery had another solid game.
Yeah, dude. He's
They
a
waxed
beast.
the 0-5 Carolina Panthers. That was not a good
And there's
look.
no way
That
they're
wasn't a good
going for a
outing.
quarterback. So that's good.
No, yeah. So changing up to the divisional standings. It wasn't too much mix up, but there was a little bit of shake up. You got the AFC
The
East
Steelers.
leading Miami Dolphins. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers leading the North. You got the Jaguars leading the South. You got the Chiefs leading the West. And on the NFC side,
All
you got
that.
the undefeated Eagles winning that division. You got the Lions taking over
Eggs.
the North. You got the Bucks in charge of the South. And then the NFC West, you got the undefeated 49ers. So
Mm.
in the NFC, you got two undefeated teams. AFC's kind of battling. So I'm interested to see how the
Yeah, man.
AFC works out. I think at this point, you can kind of NFC, not saying it's a lockdown. We're still way, 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 way early. But I mean, the Eagles and the
Couple
49ers are
teams
going to
had a bye
obviously.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, realistically though, those two teams are definitely in the driver's seat. In their respective divisions and even in the whole conference, really. So kind of interested to see how the AFC continues to go, especially our division, the AFC East. I know those my Bills need to step up. Them Dolphins are looking pretty solid still. So
Dude, they're good.
they other than that, the AFC South is another interesting division to me. You got the Jaguars leading with the Colts behind, and then the Texans and then the Titans. I actually like all those teams. I'm not gonna lie. I
Even
kind of
the
like all those
Titans?
teams. I do, man. In case you didn't see,
Derrick Henry is
DeAndre Hopkins
struggling.
started. Dude, DeAndre Hopkins started to get some love though this week finally. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
he
if they
did.
can start working him in the offensive game plan like they should have been doing, I mean, they could potentially win some games. I mean, that that's the key, dude. You got to get the ball to your playmakers, and if not, you're not going to
Yeah.
win. They only lost. They only lost by 7 points. They lost by a touchdown. So it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
keep feeding the rock to your top boy, and I mean, good things are going to happen. So it's one of those things like if you don't, you're not going to win. But they got solid receivers. They got Derrick Henry. I mean,
Yeah. Something got to happen with Derrick Henry though, man. He's definitely got to. Someone's got to block for him, or he just don't look the same. Maybe it's that injury from last year. I'm not too
man, you're
sure
talking
what
to the
his
guy
system.
that's got him on all
Yeah,
three fantasy football leagues. So
man, you must
trust
have
me.
had a tough draft.
I had a mega tough draft. I'm just not good. That's just it. I'm not good. Just fade me
Luck's
on the
not his
fantasy
favorite.
world. Fade me in the fantasy world. That's it. But that's gonna do it for the first quarter, guys. We're gonna catch you in quarter 2 in just a second. Back in the action. Before I get into it, I don't know if you noticed something different from the first quarter. Your boy Isaiah iced out in the red zone roundup apparel. Shout out BC Sports Apparel, our boys from Central Texas, hooking it up with the gear, the swag.
Yes, sir. They
Man,
swag me out,
oh,
man.
this material is crucial, man. I could go,
Oh
I
yeah,
could go swing the sticks out, shoot a 80 with this on.
I'd love to see that happen.
We, I
I'd
might
pay
have
money to
to.
see that.
All right,
I'd pay money
maybe
to
a
see that.
all right, maybe a 90, maybe 90.
There we
But all
go.
right, guys, let's get into quarter 2 action. We got a little touchdown talk for you. Leaders of the league. We got a
Mm,
lot of scoring this year so far, offensive and defensive. But let's check out some of the offensive leaders coming in to this week. After week 5, you're checking out the top 10 passing leaders of the week right there. Not of the week, of the season. But surprisingly, at the top, you got your boy Kirko Cousins.
Kirko.
He's leading the
Oh,
league right now with 13 tugs. So definitely,
easy
definitely
money.
looking pretty good. Not catching many dubs, but he's throwing a lot of tutties. So I
Justin
mean,
Jefferson just got hurt too, so I mean that's gonna hurt them. We'll see how that
he did, but they got Jordan
that's
Addison,
it.
who I really like, and they got
Yeah,
T.J. Hawkinson, who I really like. So
yeah,
I
I got
mean,
him. Yeah,
they're not they're not empty-handed over there.
no,
And then
not at all.
and then you got Josh Allen, your boy, shout out. Another surprise coming in at number 3 is Justin Fields. I didn't expect to see this one, but you got 4 players tied at 11. You got Josh, Justin, Tua, and that boy Danger Russ, all tied at 11 tugs. And then after
Man,
him, followed by Patrick Mahomes, 10, Jared Goff, 9, Brock Purdy, 9, Jordan Love, 8, and Justin Herbert with 7. That's your top
I'm
10.
I'm
Um,
thinking Herbert's gonna jump up in that though, for sure.
I think so
Off a bye
too.
week, I
I
think
think
he'll
so
be
too. If I'm
money
being
man.
honest, I think Justin Fields will probably fall down this a little bit. Dangerous will probably fall down this a little bit. Patrick Mahomes will probably climb up this a little bit. Jared Goff might climb up this a little bit. So I don't know.
Jared
We'll see
Goff,
how that
yeah,
goes.
his completion percentage in games looks pretty good at times, but
Yeah,
Tua is
no, it
killing it.
is. And one thing
Same
I
with
did
Josh
notice,
Allen. Oh my god, I didn't even
yeah,
realize
no,
that.
one thing I was noticing was Tua, man, he's throwing crazy yards. That boy is putting in work, but he's got some weapons over there like no other, man. That dude got more speed on the team than I've probably ever
Dude,
seen. And
and they're
that
running the
just
ball too. That's
oh,
crazy.
they're definitely running the ball. We're about to get to that in a second. But for now,
Yeah,
let's move it over to the receiving touchdown leaders. Hey, and while you see it, while we're both staring at it,
yeah.
you got a Buffalo Bill taking lead in that thing.
Two of them.
Stephon
You got two of them
is
up
number
there.
4. You got 2 Buffalo Bills up in there. But you got Stephon leading the league with 5 tugs, and you got 3 of them at 5. You got 1 at 4. You got a handful of dudes at 3. So you got some league leaders. I'd say my top 3 to really watch this year to keep their stride going is Stephon, Tyreek, and actually, I'm going to go Devontae Adams. I think he's going to climb up that a little bit because I don't know if you saw a lot of that game last night, but that man got like no targets. So I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a problem in a big conversation in their building this week. And I think that's going to be different going into next week. I think they're going to be just doing everything they can to get that dude the ball because, I mean, I think I saw he got like 4 targets or something like that. Like 4
Really? I
targets.
could have. No way, Devontae Adams?
Yeah, literally. It
It
was
was
like,
that. I saw it threw it to him like 2 or 3 times in
"Hey,
one
don't
drive.
quote me. I'm off the dome here, so I don't have the stats."
It was Jacoby Myers' game. You know, it was his game. I guess you could
So,
say.
but I expect him to jump up that list a little bit, and Jamar Chase, I expect him to jump up that list a little bit because I don't know if you saw that game, but they did come into their own.
Dude,
They look good, man. They look like the
yeah,
Bengals. They look like what
yeah,
we've been
what a
waiting
game
to
for
see.
Jamar.
I think that was a good
Oh,
confidence game. And I don't know if you saw before the week started, Joe Burrow, he said in front of everybody that this was a crucial week. And it was
they
basically
needed to win
a win
though.
now
If
game.
they lost to
They
the
needed
Cardinals, man, that would not have been good looking for
oh,
sure.
no. It would not have been good. It would not have been good. But Tyreek Hill, my guess is that he's gonna end up leading this leaderboard by the end of the year. This dude, man,
As long as everyone's healthy,
it's nothing new.
I think, yeah.
This dude is taking off on boys. And then moving over to the Russian touchdown leaders, you got a couple Dolphins in there. You got Christian McCaffrey leading it with 7, tied with Raheem Mostert, who is
Dude,
absolutely fast as hell. Them boys like I was just saying, and I mentioned a second ago, those
yeah.
boys in Miami, man, they got speed, man,
Yeah,
all across
Devon
the field.
Achan, yeah, he's about to go on the IR, so we're about to see him out for a few weeks. So it's about to be the Raheem
How long
Mostert
you think
show.
he'll be out?
Uh, I mean, hopefully it's 2 weeks, but if they're about to throw him on the IR, I mean, it must be serious. So in four
Well,
weeks is that's
yeah,
gonna be a
true,
long time.
but teams work with that IR so they can work with roster spots too, though. So I mean, just because he goes on that
I
doesn't
mean,
mean that
if he
he's going to be
gets
done a large portion of
yeah,
the year.
just 4 games, yeah, 4 games, but that's still a long time. A lot can happen in four
No, it
games.
is. But we just finished week 5, so ideally, if it's only that 4 weeks, it'll be about week 9, week 10. I mean, that's still early. That's still a good
Yeah,
amount before
yeah,
playoffs.
it
They'll
is.
have him healthy for playoffs because really, that's all like the biggest concern is, right? You just need him for playoffs because that dude actually,
What about our
he-
fantasy playoffs though? Well, I need to get there first. He's on my team. You know what I'm
hey
saying? Like,
man,
come on.
did you not hear me
I'm
in the
fighting
last
too.
quarter,
I'm
dude?
fighting.
I'm Mr. Fade in fantasy, dude. I don't worry about the fantasy playoffs. I worry about
Don't
week to
worry about
week,
that.
dog. I worry week to
The
week.
real game, not that fake stuff, man.
Yeah. Hey, I
In
do want to
fantasy
mention
land.
something though. What we're looking at right now. What do you notice about the end of this list? This top 10 list. All QBs. You got some
Yeah, you got
QBs
some
getting some
QBs,
Russian
bro.
tugs in there, but you
That's
got
pretty
Jalen
that's
Hurts, who's the king of the.
some
You got
push
Jalen
push.
Hurts, who's the king of the push tush, the tushy pushy, or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
the brotherly shove.
Yeah, and Lamar Jackson, he's on this list too, but I'm not gonna lie, that boy needs to step up. He kind of needs to.
Ah,
He got a little flustered on the sideline this weekend, but
dude, they had so many drop passes. It was incredible. There was like two
well,
touchdowns that were dropped. They're wide open. You know, it's
yeah,
just he
they
threw
did.
for like over like 230 some yards, had
Yeah,
an
no,
interception, but like
I'm not saying he's
they
doing
gotta catch the
terrible.
ball.
But at the end of the day, he's the leader, man. He's the leader of that team.
Yeah.
He's got to get him sparked. He's got to get him going. Throwing your helmet and throwing tantrums
Some
on
of
the
that sticky
sideline does
glue.
not help. That stuff does not help. And so now I'm gonna move it over to
Stephon
team
Diggs.
total touchdown leaders. You got the Dolphins
Dolphins
taking
crazy.
lead of the league right now. You got 12 rushing touchdowns, 12 receiving touchdowns, 24 total touchdowns. That's pretty stout. Them
No
boys are putting
defensive
up points over there.
touchdowns.
Well, I don't know. That's not a
And that's not this
column
isn't a
that
part of
was
that. Okay,
produced.
okay, you know.
Nah,
Hey, you
this
got
wasn't.
gotta
It
show
wasn't
some
produced, man. Hey,
defensive eyes.
they only care about offense these days, man. They only care about offense. Unfortunately for you. So
Unfortunately.
I don't know.
Look at the
Unfortunately,
Broncos though. Look at the Broncos and Bears
hey,
fighting.
Broncos and Bears are hanging on in that top 10 spot, man. Because you got
Where are the
some good teams in
Patriots?
front of them that they're right behind. Patriots. They're where the teams that
I
produce
see 'em.
0 points are. They're probably at number 32.
Yeah,
So,
they've had
uh,
3 points in the last 2 games, so I don't see anything.
yeah,
I don't see them hopping on this list
that's
anytime soon.
that's a pretty rough stat. That is true. They only put up 3 2 weeks ago and then 0. That's
Yeah,
disgusting. That's
Bill Belichick.
disgusting. But yeah, so as you can see, this list tears off pretty hard. You got Dolphins at 24, then 20, 19, 19, but then 14, 13. Like it tears off pretty good. So you got your high caliber offense teams, which are kind of who you'd expect. The Dolphins, the
Mhm.
Niners, the Bills, the Chiefs. The Lions squeezed up there pretty surprisingly, and then the Ravens, obviously, and Eagles. Those are kind of expected teams to be up there. So
Yeah.
nothing too crazy there. But I do want to show this graphic for the people too. I was noticing this a second ago. total scrimmage plays. I thought this was interesting. And look at the team mixture that's on this top 10 list. So you got the Eagles leading the league in top scrimmage plays at 359. And then you got the Jaguars, Rams, Panthers, Texans, Cowboys, Chiefs, Lions, Saints, Colts. I thought this list was
Panthers need to slow
interesting
down.
because man, I just like I was surprised to see the Rams. I was surprised to see the Panthers, the Texans, and I was surprised to see the Saints. There's a handful of teams that I was not expecting to see on this list. I mean, my Bills are nowhere to be found. That's not good. Oh, I mean, we're
Yeah.
producing points in less plays, so I guess that could be seen as a good thing, but also a time of possession thing. So it's kind of, and then kind of what I was mentioning about the Carolina Panthers. They're number 4 on this list with 336 plays, but they're 0-5. So obviously they got a lot of time of possession. They're not hurt
Yeah,
in the
they need, I
time
was
of
like,
possession
they
game.
need to slow down. Stop calling these
Yeah, I mean,
plays so fast. What are they
they
doing?
need they need a gosh damn touchdown is what they need. They need some scoring, I guess. Which they actually did put up decent points this past week, but they got blown out. They let up too many
Yeah,
points. And I like Coach Frank Wright, go Bills. So I got to support him. I like them. Nothing wrong with them. So they just got to get it together. My boy Frank Wright's got to get them boys, locked in.
something.
I think the Panthers might have slipped on taking Bryce Young over CJ Stroud, but
Hey, we'll take
you
it.
know,
I'll take it any day of the week. Something to
that's
cheer
neither here
for,
nor
finally.
there. Yeah, I mean, hey, CJ Stroud, he loves Houston. Shout out
Yeah,
H Town, I guess, right? He loves
for real,
that
for
place
real.
now. They've embraced him. So I mean, pretty exciting stuff over there. But anyways, guys, that's quarter 2 action. That's gonna be a touchdown talk. Your league leaders, I'm sure we'll kind of touch on it next week, see if this shook up a little bit, and we'll get to quarter 3 in just a second. All right, everyone, back with quarter 3, red zone rapid fire. We're gonna go over a little bit of the action that took place this week. A lot of dope touchdowns this week, Isaiah. I don't know if you
There
had
was some
a
good
specific
plays.
favorite. I had a couple favorites, but we had a lot of big momentum shifting touchdowns this weekend. We had some flea flicker action. We had some
Uh,
tushy
uh.
pushies. You know, we had some cool action going on. Did you have a specific one off the dome before I show the people some highlights?
Oh no, I mean, just I think there's a couple of them, and they'll be played in the highlights. Just Tyreek Hill. I think that situation was funny because I could totally see my mom being the same way if someone
Mm,
took the football from from her
that
as I
was
was trying to give it to her. Like I could see my mom acting the same way. I thought that was
That
hilarious.
was pretty funny. And honestly, like when he hopped up, I didn't really know what he was doing. I mean, he obviously
Yeah, I
looked like
thought he
he
was
was
gonna
trying to
just
get
play
it
with the
to somebody, but
yeah.
yeah, like sometimes he hops in the stands and he like grabs a camera and crap. So I'm like, all right, what's this dude? But yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's pretty cool. Uh, I actually am gonna stick with the Dolphins. One of my favorite players right now that I like. We were just talking about earlier. He actually just got put on IR. I like A Chain. He is incredibly
Pay for
fast.
them
I just kind of
knees.
like them. I like them speed boys. But let's go
Yeah.
ahead and show some of the highlights. This was let's get started with this flea flicker. And sorry, the producer's an idiot, aka me. A little choppy, but y'all get the point. Little flea flicker action, George Kittle. I
Shout out
mean,
to the
George
Iowa
Kittle,
boy.
I got him on a couple fantasy football leagues. So I mean, I was pretty happy to see this nice little half field bombski.
Three touchdowns in this game, man. That was big for him. I'm sure it helped out a
Yeah,
lot of
no, I
people.
mean,
Not me
and
though.
then,
I needed
when they do that though,
not
it's kind of crazy because they got Debo Samuel who could have just took that on the edge too for 50 yards too.
yeah.
So those are pretty cool. And then we'll move it over to another little flea flicker, but we'll go to Detroit this time. That boy Jared Goff, man, he's got them boys
E-Town.
tuned in. They got some wacky. That's actually dang near the same play.
And no, it's the exact same play. They talked about it. George Kittle said that he watched this play happen in the game, and then he texted his tight ends coach. They
Because
had
if
it
you got
drawn
that
up.
speed guy, that guy can come around
Yeah.
that edge and he's gone just as easy.
Sam Laporte has been balling though, man. He's been balling.
And then we got some David Montgomery action. Another fantasy football player of mine. You know, but
where was this at in
can't get no-
Chicago, man? Were they just not blocking for him? Or what? Like, I swear I saw none of this last year or ever
Bro,
from David Montgomery. Maybe
you
in
just
college.
said, where was this in Chicago?
I mean,
Just
like, damn,
just
were they
remember
just
you said
not blocking for the guy? Like,
I mean, yeah, I
he's
think they had
6
the.
touchdowns this year.
Yeah, no, he's solid though.
Pretty
Let's
good.
watch this again one more time. Up the gut. This man just up the gut,
Big pile,
bounces it out,
break it.
wide open. Going. Dude, it doesn't really have like insane speed, but you know, once he gets that gap, he's done. Like he's gone. And then this is my boy right here.
Here's that
Ain't
real
changing.
pull away speed.
This
Like,
is
how'd
that
that guy
real
not get
pull
him, man?
This is him. You know what's crazy? In Miami, they got Raheem Mostert taking a large load of the carries, who's faster than this. You got A-Chain coming in behind him, who's just as fast. And then you got
he said
the
he's
receiver crew
faster.
that they
He
got.
said he's faster.
Yeah, but I heard Raheem Mostert say that he could be Tyreek Hill in a 40 too. So I'm trying to
I think
really
everybody's just hyping themselves up.
I wish at practice they would do
Man.
that. I wish they would lace down a 40-yard dash with everybody and just see really who is. Well, man, he
who's
just
really
hits that
about that
gap
action?
so fast. He hits that hole so fast.
I still don't get it. 29. He didn't dive for him. Didn't do nothing to get the ankles. Like,
I mean, this man just hits the gap, and he's just. Yeah, I mean, he could at least go, but I think once he was just like, that next half yard, he was like, "Yo, this dude's going." Like, there's no like, what's he gonna do? And then that boy DJ Moore,
a monster,
for all fantasy
man.
owners out there, this man put up a 50.
They sent the cover 0. And he said, "I'm about to give him 6."
He said, "All right." He said, "Line me up, coach."
So close too.
Honestly,
so
if
close.
that dude wouldn't have broke on that ball though like that, that wouldn't have been a touchdown. That dude was just trying. He was trying to house that thing. Really, he was just trying to house that 6 right. And honestly, he would have if he would.
He needed it.
Nah, a half step. He was taking that to the house. It was going the other way, half step though. But that is solid. DJ Moore had a pretty good day.
Step out of him.
Yeah. And then this actually was a game winner essentially. Well, you know, not a game winner obviously, but it set him up to end up winning this game. Minute left in the fourth. That was a solid play. That was exciting too. Freaking not expecting it too.
Not
oh man, how do you let that happen? Is that Humphreys?
He kind of pushed. Yeah, it was. Marlon Humphreys just returned back from foot injury.
What'd you say? You thought that was a little bit of a push off? Is that what you said?
Pickens push, just a slight push,
just a little. But I mean, dude, when you're that handsy though from the line, you can give a little push. I think them refs go crazy with the pass interference these days. I mean, you know,
it can be absurd sometimes.
Because look though, at that 30-yard, 40, oh no, it's about the 15 where he finally broke away. I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could blame that on you know.
But the Steelers did it, man. The Steelers did it.
They did. Another one right up the gut. Zach Moss. We let this dude go, and he wasn't really doing much for us in Buffalo, but he had a pretty solid game this week for Indianapolis.
He's been pretty good he's been good these last few weeks.
They needed it from him, and he's one of these players too. He's just a bruiser, so this was pretty shocking because you know this is a pretty long touchdown right up the gut. I mean, he really doesn't have like that breakaway speed that you really, you know, showing this. But it was nice to see he does got a little juice in him, I guess.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you know they got Jonathan Taylor now too, so we'll see how that plays a part.
I mean,
who's
you
gonna
know,
get more
if he's
touches
back,
now.
that's going to be one of the best 1-2 pounders. He keeps playing the way he did this past week.
Yeah, we'll see how Jonathan Taylor reacts. So gets Moss with the speed.
Moss with the speed, the big boy speed. And then your favorite, a little bit of a fishy. You got
the tush push.
The tush.
Brotherly shove. I love it.
You got a little tush push.
They've
I don't
ran
know how I
that.
feel
They've
about this
succeeded
play.
on that play 13 times this year. 13 times they've succeeded.
They've ran 13 tush pushes.
I'm not sure how many they've ran, but that's how many they've got a first down or a touchdown on. 13 of them.
Oh, so they've probably done more.
Yeah, probably. But that'd be crazy if they were 13 for 13.
I was seeing a statistic about this, and I was seeing that they're going to probably take this out next year because a lot of people are getting hurt from it. A lot of people are getting hurt from it, is what they're saying. Like a lot of linemen. And then I saw the thing about some of the defensive players talking about how it's not fair because you can't do that on the defensive ball. You can't push your linemen into the offensive ball.
I don't like that. I don't like that. How you can't push.
So what do you think it should go
forward?
Do you think they take out the tush push or just let them both happen?
Leave the QB sneak. Take out the extra push and forward momentum stuff like that. I think that's the OG QB sneak that Tom Brady and Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, not so much Peyton
Right.
Manning,
Or just get you a Josh Allen in there. Get you a Josh Allen in there. You don't need no tush push. You don't need no tush
spread
push.
everybody out. We're on the 1 yard line. We got 5
there.
receivers. Spread it out.
And then we got this boy Tyreek Hill, the bomb.
The
was
no
that, like
sock
60 yards,
maniac.
65-yarder? That was like a 65-yarder, wasn't it?
69 yards. Look at that.
That was like
I can appreciate that one.
What'd he say? 69?
69. Mama.
He said, "Mama." Not you.
That dude came running down.
No, he's like, you, me. I'm Mama.
Got him. I got him. Scoop and score. Scoop and score, baby.
He was trying to give it to
funny.
his mom, it looks like, and the fan, she is not happy about that.
She is not happy.
Dude,
that's
my son.
I'm his mama.
That's my man.
Give me that damn ball.
I know it. That's funny.
So we did have a lot of cool touchdowns this week. You know what I always like seeing, man? I was a receiver. I was a slot receiver, so I like seeing the receiver game. But I do like seeing them long touchdowns right up the gut.
Dude,
That's Zach Moss
running the ball.
A-Chain bouncing it out. I like the David Montgomery right up the gut, kicking it out. I like that, man. Show that breakaway speed. Give the running back some love. That's how they earn that money. Them running backs want that money. Go score them touchdowns then, boy. All right, everybody. That's the third quarter action for you. We'll be back with the fourth quarter action here in just a second. All right, everybody. Last quarter of the day. Let's finish it off with a week 6 matchups and insight. We're going to be talking about the matchups going on this week. You have one off the dome that is one of your favorite going into this week, Isaiah?
There's always favorites, but a big number, 13, I believe it is. That's how many wins the Kansas City Chiefs have or Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have against the Denver Broncos. 13, could be 15. I'm not too sure exactly off the top, but I think that's
13, 15. That's still a good hefty amount.
That's a lot of games to win to not let another opponent beat you.
That's probably almost 90% of them,
crazy.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. It's pray for the Broncos.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a wild one.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too much of the Taylor Swift going on in there. But hey, shout out Taylor Swift.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm sick of that at this point. I'm sick of hearing about it. It's like, that's just they're overdoing it. Travis Kelce even said they're overdoing it. Everybody says they're overdoing it. They're overdoing it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's NFL. The first couple weeks was cool. All right, let's move on. Like, we don't care. But I agree. That'll be a good game. That's one of the divisional matchups this week. You got number 4 going to visit number 1, and that'll be a solid game. Them divisional matchups, you never know. This isn't
you got nothing to lose on this one.
They got nothing to lose. Exactly. And they got playmakers. They just I don't know what them boys are doing up in Denver.
The mile high, they're getting too proud.
They're getting too high in the mile high, I guess, man. They're just showing up to the game.
Stephen A. Smith, put the weed down.
Put the weed down. Stay off the weed. And then Sunday, actually, I was surprised by this one because the 8:30 game, another game across the pond in London. You got the Ravens Ravens and the Titans. And I was surprised because I don't know why I just assumed it was the Jags that are playing all these games over there. I thought we had the London Jags, but we don't. We got the London
He's still a
Titans.
little hurt. He's still a little hurt about
So
that one.
yeah, I am. I'm salty. That's a wound that hasn't healed yet. So, who knows? It might take a little while to heal. But yeah, so you got the Ravens traveling across the pond to play the Titans. Neither team has been there since last week, so they both kind of got the disadvantage on that one.
Yeah,
So it'll be pretty even. But then
everyone's gonna
you
be
got
tired.
the 12 o'clock slate. You got a couple divisional matchups. You got the Indianapolis Colts going to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars or London Jaguars, whatever you want to call them. That'll be a pretty good game. Depending on this whole Anthony Richardson thing, I'm still curious. They do
He's
have
out,
Minshew
man.
back
He's
there.
done.
They got Minshew
Good
behind
backup
him,
for
so
him.
they're definitely
That's a good
not
backup.
like done just because he's out. Minshew did look good when he stepped up and stepped in and carried them to a win last week.
Next man up, yeah.
Next man up, man. Hey, next man up mentality. That's what the Bills are right now. We're losing so many freaking people, man. That next man up feel is real in the NFL right now. The next man
Yeah.
up mentality has got to be there. There's so many injuries right now taking over the league. It's crazy. Next man up for sure. Then you got the Minnesota Vikings, number 4, going to take on the number 3 Chicago Bears. That's a divisional matchup. And then in the 325 slot, you got the number 4 Cardinals taking on the number 3 Los Angeles Rams. Those are going to be your only divisional matchups of the week. So not a lot of division games.
No.
And I don't
We're
really
fighting
see
for our
it.
lives this week.
Too many. Who? The Patriots?
We're fighting for our lives this week, man.
You're damn right.
Josh
you
McDaniels
are.
versus Bill Belichick, man. If there's one thing the Patriots can do is they can shut down one player. Hopefully they shut down Devontae Adams but help us, God, please.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Then y'all got to worry about Josh Jacobs, I guess, man, because y'all just been.
It's surprising. Our defense is usually kind of all right. I mean, we've let up a lot of points these last 2 games, but our offense isn't helping with 3 and outs, so defense is tired.
Absolutely not. I mean, you can't score points, you can't win games. That's simple as that.
Yeah, it's really though. Like it's been tough. It's been tough.
No,
so it'll be a big game for them. Another big game. You gotta watch out for that.
Yeah. What's your favorite matchup going into this week?
I think the 49ers and Browns, man. The Browns off of a bye week. They got a really good defense. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they attack.
You think the 49ers take their first L this week in Cleveland?
And honestly, I said that they'd go undefeated this year.
You think they're going undefeated?
But I don't know. This could be a good game. This could be like that trap game.
I'm just so much of a degenerate. I'm a gambler. I can never bet on an undefeated team. I can't. It's just something that I can't do. It's against my morals.
Bad juju.
I'm going to bet on them, and that's going to be the game they lose. Same with the Eagles. They're going to see the Jets. You'd think, oh, yeah, Eagles about to walk in there and beat the Jets' ass. I don't know.
Hey,
we'll see.
What about the Giants going to Buffalo? They could come in there. Oh, that would be tough.
They're in a pretty bad situation with the Daniel Jones thing, though. I hope he's all good because he actually did go to the hospital with his neck problem after that game. So he had a neck injury in that game and actually ended up. I heard took him to the hospital. I think he's all good, but like that obviously wasn't a good injury. So I don't know if he'll be playing for them.
Tyrod Taylor time, man. He played for
the
Bills.
Man, and if he comes into Buffalo, that's not a guaranteed dub for us. That's for sure. Tyrod Taylor, man, I was a big Tyrod Taylor fan, and it's actually Tyrod, but I'm on the Tyrod, bandwagon. It's hard to get used to. Tyrod Taylor. He's solid though.
Yeah.
He's solid. They got a lot of ex-Bills over there, so I can't hate on them.
Swapping players back and forth.
They do, man. They got our freaking their GM Joe Judge, their coach Brian Daboll. They got Cole Beasley. They got Isaiah Hodgins. They got some dudes over there that are all from Buffalo. So it's like they got a good squad.
Watch out, Buffalo. Watch out.
They got a good group. I can't lie, but that'll be a good game. I think my big matchup that I'm kind of looking at going into this week is that last game of the week on Monday. Wednesday, October 16th. You got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Los Angeles, California.
There's gonna be so many Cowboys fans, man. It's like
Yeah,
anytime there's a team playing in LA, it's always the opposing team who's always showing up more in the crowd. It's crazy how no one cheers for the Chargers.
yeah.
But yeah,
No,
no,
I agree. There's
it's
gonna
gonna
be a
be a
lot of
good game.
Cowboys,
It's
man.
definitely
Them boys will be in full force, but that'll be a good matchup because
fresh
the
off that ass
Cowboys,
whooping they just got.
right? That's what I was gonna say. Cowboys, they need that get right game, and the Chargers, they got to keep going because their division, they can't afford to lose anymore. So
Yeah,
they're kind of in a situation where it's not win or go home, obviously, but it's you got to keep winning. So
you got to do
you
something,
know.
man. Got to win this one for
But all
sure.
right, guys, now we're actually going to get into the last segment of the day. As y'all know, this is the 2-minute drill, and this is gonna be a last-minute recap, last-minute thoughts. What you think, Isaiah? What you think going into this week? What are you expecting? What are you hoping for? What team are you looking for? What player are you looking at? What's up?
I want to see. Hopefully, it keeps running. But Christian McCaffrey, I want to see if he can keep that little touchdown streak running. I think this Browns defense, man, they're pretty good. So it could be a low scoring game, or hopefully he gets in the end zone. But I think that's going to be a good matchup. But it's just another thing is like we said last week, man, just praying for these guys to not be getting injured out there, dropping like flies, man. It's really hurting a lot of people betting wise, a lot of people fantasy football, and it's probably hurting their careers as well. So, I mean, we're just hoping for a good
Bro, my
weekend of
fantasy
football.
football career is on my fantasy football GM career is literally on the line right now. It is on.
Yeah,
I am on the hot seat. I feel it. That thing is freaking toasty. So,
yeah, no, we're just hoping for it, man. Better days to
yeah,
come.
man. No, I agree. That's kind of what I'm looking for as well. I'm looking for a safe week, man. Because Bills, we had Trey White torn Achilles last week.
Mm.
We have Matt Milano. Apparently, I actually didn't see the verdict today. I think he's getting it tested, but he apparently fractured and possibly tore an ACL. So
Yeah, man, dang.
definitely hoping for
Yeah, a
the
lot of
best
stars
there.
going out too. Justin Jefferson,
Yeah. And
HN,
that hurts for
NHN,
the
like
Vikings because man, they
yeah,
got Jordan Addison, but that is not good. Justin Jefferson being out, that's going to cost him
yeah,
some games and a lot of yards. And that boy Kirk Cousins some tutties. We saw he was leading that tugs list. Those are going to be
yeah,
hurt a little bit without Justin Jefferson, I think. So, but
yeah, absolutely.
all right, Isaiah. Last thing of the day, you're still the king. I give you the crown. I actually never had the crown, but there you go.
Hey,
What
thank you, man. I'll put that
is
on.
your
Yep.
pick of the week? Pick of the week. What is it? Who you got?
So I started 3-0. I'm 0-2 the last 2 weeks. So 3-2 total. We're gonna roll with the Los Angeles Chargers this week, going against the Cowboys. We're gonna keep it another like tight game. So hopefully the Chargers pull it out. I think that
I
offense
think
will
that's a good one.
overpower.
I like
Dak
Justin
Prescott, 2
Herbert. I'm a Herbert
interceptions.
guy. I think Herbert kind of doesn't get enough love like he should. So
Yeah.
I agree with
But we'll
that.
see with his hand too. He broke his thumb or something like that, or his finger. So we'll see
I
how he
didn't know
holds
that.
up too. Yeah. They had a bye week, so
Dang.
that's good for them. But what
Yeah.
about you?
My pick of the week,
What you
I'm
got?
going to actually rock with somebody that got a little hot this week. They caught a little momentum. They're going to be home this week. They don't got a great team coming to travel to play them. I got Joey B in the Bengals. I'm going to stick with Joey B. I think they might take this against the Seahawks this week. It's at home. Like I said, they're coming off a good game, a get-right game. That's what they needed. I think they're going to keep getting right. I think he's going to keep in his boy Jamar Chase. I think he's going to keep feeding that thing to Joe Mixon. I think they're going to string some wins together. So I'm going to take the Bengals.
Yeah. Okay. For a second, I thought you were going to say the Bears, fresh off a win, played good.
Hey,
Not the going home. I was like, okay.
Bears
They're
at home
playing,
against
they're
Vikings.
playing,
That could be a good one too, though. But nah, I can't. I'm probably the whole course of this show. I might never take the Bears. I'm just gonna put that on record.
Bears and the Cowboys is no go for Bryce, man.
Unless they go like on a 7-game win streak and really get me believing.
Get the
But
juices
I
flowing.
ain't believing shit right now. So, but so that's it, everybody. That's another week of RedZone RoundUp. That's your Week 5 recap. Me, Isaiah, back in action with some dope shirts, by the way. Go ahead
Hey,
and
we
give them a
here.
little
We
flair.
here.
Let them see it. Let them see what you're rocking over there. Some DC Sports Apparel action over there
Bag
from
me
your
up.
boy Juan. Shout out. And while I'm thinking about it, Cold Kicks. Go ahead, hit the app, soon to be app. Hit the website. Give them a follow. Get you
Don't
some
let
Cold
them people talk about your shoes, man. Don't let them talk about you like
Hey
that.
man, don't let them
Get your
talk
kicks
about them
up,
unless they're
dog.
good. Unless they're talking good, you want them talking the good stuff, man. You want to get that date. You want to freaking
Talk to
get
me
that
nice,
meeting.
man.
Hey, talk to them nice. Let them know. Let them know. But all right, guys, we appreciate you being here. While you're here, if you're still here, like, love, follow, laugh, subscribe, all the good things, none of the bad things. We need you here every week. We need the views. We need the love. Support your boys along the journey. And Mental Dimes. Hadn't even mentioned them yet. Like we said last week, we're part of the Mental Dimes Network. Go follow Mental Dimes. Go follow us along the journey and all their other sports content. They got all the other sports action. They got a lot of shows coming up soon. I've been told. Gonna leave that, so we'll see how that goes. But once the website's up and running, y'all need to check that out. Get it going. But anyways, support the boys, and we'll catch you next week for another recap.
See you then, man.
Adios.